So we're just about to start the finals of the freestyle competition. I'm joined in the commentary box by freestyle and heelwork music expert and past winner of this competition, Richard Curtis. Welcome, Richard.
Good morning. Looking forward to today. We've got a real good mix of breeds, which is always lovely to see in this freestyle final. And they've had quite a journey to get here. They've had to qualify up through a lot of classes. Then they get to advance, where they've then got to go to one of the Crufts qualifier classes, get a place in that, then they've got to go to the semi-final, and that's how we arrive at our 10 today.
It sounds like it's going to be nail-biting for those people backstage waiting for this.
It is, having been there many times myself, it is very nerve-wracking to be standing out the back there.
So it looks like we're just about to welcome our 3 judges into the ring. So we have Dawn Hill, Pamela Rusco and Kath Hardman. Now these really are experts in the field, aren't they, Richard?
Yes, they are. Pamela Rusco there, she's from Scotland. She started with her rescue dogs. And then we have Kath Hardman, she's head judge today, very experienced judge around the world. And last of all, we've got Dawn Hill there from Belgium. She's our overseas judge. And all 3 of these have been judging for many years.
The last word on any decision, then, if there is a disagreement between our judges. As usual, it's split into 3 sections. The marking, we've got content, accuracy and team performance, and musical interpretation, which is more or less choreography. So the judges are just getting themselves ready to go now.
So Richard, does the head judge have the final say?
So yes, the head judge today will have the final say, and that's only if, in this case, we're doing freestyle today. And so if 2 scores are the same at the very end, they will look at the musical interpretation score. And if that's the same, which would you believe at Crufts it happens once or twice, then it's the head judge's decision. Today, of course, we're looking at freestyle. Freestyle is where the dogs are working off lead, and it contains various different movements.
And you will be able to give your opinion in applause at the end of each routine. I'll be ready for the first handler now, and it is Leslie Neville with Teddy.
So here we go, we have Leslie Neville coming into the ring with her bearded collie, Teddy. This is a dog, and it's the first time he's competing at Crufts, although Leslie has been here numerous times before. They're going to be dancing to The Night They Invented Champagne, which sounds like a wonderful song.
The Night They Invented Champagne by the cast of Gigi. Over to you.
What time tomorrow will we get there? Can I watch you play roulette there? May I stay up late for supper? Is it oofly upper? Gigi, you drive us wild. Stop, you silly child. Is everybody celebrating, full of sin anticipated? Is it hot enough to blister? Will I be your little sister? Gigi, you are absurd. Not another word.
Oh, let her gossip jabber, let her be enthused. I cannot remember when I have been more amused.
The night they invented champagne, it's plain as it can be, they thought of you and me. The night they invented champagne, they absolutely knew that all we want to do is fly to the sky on champagne and shout to everyone inside that since the world began, no woman or a man has ever been as happy as we are tonight.
The night they invented champagne, it's plain as it could be, they thought of you and me. The night they invented champagne, they absolutely knew that all we want to do is fly to the sky on champagne and shout to everyone inside that since the world began, no woman or a man has ever been as happy as we are tonight. Gigi?
that when they invented champagne, they absolutely knew that all we want to do is fly to the sky on champagne and shout to everyone in sight that since the world began, no woman or a man has ever been as happy as we are tonight. Grandma, shout to everyone inside that since the world began, no woman or a man has ever been as happy as we are.
What a great routine. Well done,
Fantastic.
Leslie.
I'm more
Great
excited about
piece of
champagne than I
music as
normally
well.
am after that. But Richard, tell me from an expert's point of view, how was that?
Well, Leslie is a very sort of good handler who's been here before, and it showed there. She kept it going once or twice. Perhaps the dog didn't take a cue, but the key thing is she kept it moving. And there's always with Leslie a really nice flow to the routine, and that's something that the judges are looking for. Leslie interprets the music well. You will have heard different accents in the music and lyrics. So like when the song said fly, she had the dog doing the jumping, and she was making full use of that bouncy beardy by having those jumps in there. And the judges will be looking for a variety of moves, not just, you know, sort of all the same. So the judges have the different areas that they're going to be needing to be scoring now.
So what are those different areas that they're looking for?
Well, we have 3 areas. They're each scored out of 10, and we first of all have content and flow. That's pretty sort of obvious, but it does include things like the degree of difficulty of the movements that we're seeing. If we see dogs that are facing away from the handlers or at a long distance, that's pretty hard to teach. We also then move into the accuracy and team performance. This sport's all about dog and handler having fun there together, so that's obviously our team performance. We don't want somebody just standing there asking the dog to do something. We want the dog and the handler interact like that team. It's obviously got to be accurate. If the dog isn't taking that command, then it's pretty obvious that the handler might be moving their hand, but all the sort of cues that we're giving, they should be fairly discreet. And then last of all, we've got our musical interpretation, which, as I was just saying, it's all about using that music. Is the music relevant to the dog? Are the lyrics being used? So we can see the scores coming in here. So with the content, we're starting with an 8.2 from Pamela. A little bit lower there from Kath.
Quite a difference there, isn't there?
That's right. But it's very much an individual's judge. Although they're judging to the rules, they've got their own interpretation of that. But as predicted, interpretation of the music there, 8.7 is quite good, 7.5 from Kath, and 7.9. So it just shows you can have a lower mark in one area, but higher in another. So 22.67, not too bad a score to start with.
Not too bad. Does that mean we're going to see better?
You never know, but hopefully we might see.
Fingers crossed. More champagne's always welcome, though.
Yes.
Sophie.
So next up we have Jenny Witt and Sophie. Now this is a Chihuahua, so slightly unusual dog to see in the freestyle competition. This is a bitch, she's 5 years old, and they're going to be dancing to Little People from Les Mis, the musical. Now it's really nice actually, because Jenny says that Sophie has really helped her with her social anxiety. And Sophie's my little girl's name, so I think she might be my favourite already.
people turn it around. A work and roll snow, a beak is still a bear. A fly can fly around, the cycles flies don't care. A sparrow in a hat can make a happy home. A flea can bite the bottom of the boat in Rome. Goliath was a bruiser who was tall as the sky. But David threw a right and gave him one in the eye. I never read the Bible, but I know that it's true. It only goes to show what little people can do. A work and roll slow, a beak and still a bear. A fly can fly around, the cycle flies don't care. A sparrow in a hat can make a happy home. A flea can bite the bottom of the boat in Rome. So listen here, Professor, with your head in the cloud. It's often kind of useful to get lost in a crowd. So keep your university, I don't give a damn. For better or for worse, it is the way that I am. I work and roll snow, a beak is still a bear. A fly can fly around, the cycles flies don't care. A sparrow in a hat can make a happy home. A flea can bite the bottom of the boat in Rome. Goliath was a bruiser who was tall as the sky. But David threw a right and gave him one in the eye. I never read the Bible, but I know that it's true. It only goes to show what little people can do. Be careful as you go, 'cause little people grow. And little people know when little people fight. We might look easy pickings, but we got some bite. So never kick a dog, because it's just a pup. You better run for cover when the pup grows up. And we'll fight like sweaty armies and we won't give up. A work and roll snow, a beak is still a bear. A fly can fly around, the cycles flies don't care. A sparrow in a hat can make a happy home. A flea can bite the bottom of the boat in Rome. A flea can bite the bottom of the boat in Rome.
What a great routine.
That's gone down wonderfully with the crowd, but did she prove that little dogs can make a big impact in freestyle, Richard?
Well, she did really well in showcasing that little dog. I've been out there with a little dog, so I know it's a very big ring when you've got something quite small. But she made use of the dog's size by being down on the floor there with the dog, and so that sort of reduced her height, and so brought the dog more into sight. And you know, it is a very different environment, this, for some of these dogs, and this is the first time this little dog has competed in the main ring. Jenny is one of our young Kennel Club handlers. She's the youngest person in the finals today with the dog, and you can really see the dog's enjoyment, though, and that's so important.
And does it make a difference having a smaller dog? Is it harder to really, you know, make an impact for the judges?
Well, one of the things judges are looking for is ring use, and so, you know, if you have something this small, then it is sometimes harder to get sort of more round the ring. So it's one of the considerations the judges are looking at, but that was a nice little routine for that dog. It really used the size of the dog in the routine, and the music sold it as well.
So it looks like we're just about to get our results. What's your bet, Richard? Higher or lower than number one?
Oh, we'll have to see. It's all in the judges' interpretation, and so we'll have to see how they fared. One or two of the judges have got small dogs themselves, so you never know. But starting off with a nice good score there, 8.5 from Pamela, 7 from Kath, 7.2. And that's for content. Accuracy, we've got an 8, 6.3, 6.9. And then interpretation of music, it did look quite nice for the right song for the dog. So again, interpretation quite high for that, that's good. So what's going to be the score? 22.47 into second place.
But a great display there from Jenny.
Fantastic to see a young handler working so closely with their dog, though. So next in we have Anne Shuka and her dog Splash. Now this is a crossbreed, a rescue collie, and actually 12 years old. Now I love this. Anne says, I've tried to retire her a couple of times, but she was having none of it. So it looks like they're back here again. They're going to be performing to Jekyll and Hyde. So another musical song. Let's see how they get on.
And what's hiding inside behind all of our fears is our true self, locked inside the facade. Every day, people in their own sweet way like to wear a coat of paint and be what they look behind the facade. Now the die is cast, nothing left to do. Time alone can prove my theory's true. I must be wise, I must try to analyze each change in me, everything I see. How will it be when I see the world through different eyes?
3:58 a.m. It is done. I have injected 5 centiliters of the newly fused formula. A slight feeling of euphoria. Lightheadedness. No noticeable behavioral differences. Something is happening. I can't explain. Something inside me, a breathtaking pain, devours, consumes me, and drives me insane. Suddenly, uncontrolled, something is taking hold. Suddenly, agony, filling me, killing me. Suddenly, out of breath. What is this? Is this death? Suddenly, look at me. Can it be? Who is this stranger that I see? Power and drive I've never known. I feel alive. Where does this feeling of power derive, making me know why I'm alive? Like a night, it's a secret, sinister, dark, and unknown. I do not know what I seek, yet I'll seek it alone.
Wow.
Give a big round of
Splash
applause.
really
What a lovely
telling a story
routine.
there. Now, that dog's been in the final here a few times at Crufts. Could you tell?
Yes, I mean, there was a nice example of a story-based freestyle routine, really sort of brought it to life with the whole mixing of the medicine and taking, and so that's one thing which you really got to do within those 4 minutes. You've got to bring that story to life. And Splash also showed some advanced moves there, because the dog was holding an object and then performing other moves, and that's quite an advanced thing. You often see dogs perform the move, but they're not holding something. So having to have something in its mouth and then go off round other objects, or it went off and retrieved the cape, those are more distance things which the judges will be sort of looking for.
And really quite emotional performance for them today, because it says here that they're going to be retiring from competition after today, so really last chance.
That's right. Splash, she's a real character, but she really comes alive when she does do her freestyle. And although she's 12 years old, I'm sure Anne will still do bits with her, but she's a lovely dog, really super ambassador for Heelwork's music and freestyle.
It looks like we're going to get our results. I've got to say I'm rooting for them to get a good score, so fingers crossed for them.
Right, I think we're ready for the results.
So here we go. 8.8 from Pamela, 7.6, and a 7.5 from Dawn. So it's looking quite healthy there to start with. 8.9, 7.8, and a 7.3. So fairly okay for the accuracy and team performance. A 9 there. So we're moving up the stage. I think this might go into the lead with a 9 and an 8 point.
I'm delighted.
Yes, 24.13 into first place.
So that's Anne and Splash. Delighted for them. The way he responds to her, you can just tell that they've been working together for years, can't you?
Yes, and Anne's got a second bite at the cherry because she's got another dog coming in, Freckle, a little bit later on.